All right, guys, welcome back. We are taking on Athletic Club Taipei, and we're on the road for the first time this season, match number 3. And so let's see what we can do. We're going to keep Menagong in there. I know the game doesn't want me to, but the game can shut up about this. We're going to keep him in there. And apparently our goaltender feels a little bit unsuited to the role he's been asked to play. He better figure out how to play that role. I didn't bring him on for nothing, man. You know, we can always go find some Taiwanese goaltender who feels a little bit more comfortable playing as a sweeper keeper. And we should be able to dominate this match. Just looking quickly at what their squad looks like. We have a very, very good squad with a number of international players, as in both Taiwan internationals and internationals from other countries. We should be able to dominate this match, and so let's see what happens. Even though we're on the road, I am predicting a victory. It feels like it's been a long time ago. It really wasn't that long ago that we were in American Samoa and every game was in the same stadium. And here, of course, we have different stadiums. And so we're back up north again in Taipei. Of course, Taoyuan's in the north as well. Not quite as far north. And Linguando over to Chenchengju, over to Shuwei-Wenjie, down to Menagong. Menagong over to Shuwei-Jie, and it's over to Chenchengju. And his cross was a little bit one too many passes, I think. And that means that it's going to be the end of that highlight. Menagong here, though, with a very, very good job getting that ball ready for a cross. But Shuwei-Jie really didn't have much of a plan, I think, and not really much was happening there in the end. Sai Yuting missed the ball completely, only hit his man, which is what led to the free kick being called for Athletic Club Taipei, and we have won this one in the back. Zhou Hongyi with it over to Yang Yiming, down to Linguanda. Linguanda up to Wen Shihao, and unfortunately his header, and it hasn't really worked. He just headed it to the other team. Zhou Hongyi with it again. We'll try it again. Zhou Hongyi down to Bamba. Bamba over to Chenchengju, over to Menagong. Menagong finds a Shuwei-Jie. Shuwei-Jie avoids a tackle and knocks that one over for Ndaye, who's looking to add to his scoring prowess, and unfortunately doesn't quite happen. But it's not a bad idea. This was really, really good by Shuwei-Jie to go back and get that ball and then hammer that cross over the top. I think we had two guys going for it at the same time, and I think that was a little bit part of the problem. We have pretty good cohesion as a team, but it could be better, and that's a good example of where it really could be better. Menagong here with a free kick, knocks this one up looking for Shuwei-Jie. Can't find him. It's over to Zhou Hongyi. Zhou Hongyi over to Menagong. Menagong, oh man, that was a beautiful pass. I'm not sure how our striker missed that one. That was a beauty of a pass, and all he had to do was just tap that one in. He had nothing but the wide open net in front of him, and instead he ended up hitting that, looks like with the top of his head. I mean, look at that. Wen Shihao is nothing but open net in front of him onto that left side. Instead, he just hits it over the top of his head, and it goes over everything. So, yeah, I mean, that's what happens, I guess, when your striker's 33. There is something to be said for having younger players, but we'll see what we can do. Mr. O might come into this match if he gets a chance, and we'll see what he can do. Lin Xiangwei here has scored for Athletic Club Taipei, and that's against the run of play. And that's where the weakness lies. It's in defense. And so we're down 1-0. And this is an unusual position for us to be in. You would think that we'd be dominating every match. That was a really, really good pass. And you can see we had a couple, one too many guys, defenders standing there on that left side, just sort of looking at the man, looking for an interception instead of actually playing one of their men. And that's a little bit of a problem. And so we'll see what we can do. We'll see if we can get this ball back, see if we can go and get a goal back on them. And they have slowed it down a little bit. And Ndaye with the interception over to Linguanda, over to Shuwei-Jie. And he's knocked that one forward for Wen Shihao, who finds out at probably the last second. I don't think he could have gotten to that anyway, but it was definitely an idea. And that's a really good place. I think it's by Mbamba in the back. And Ndaye ends up hitting that one over, but just can't quite find his man. Shuwei-Jie with it now. Brings it over right side. Shuwei-Jie, and where's the cross? No, he's just going to take a shot by himself, and it hits off of a defender, and it's going to be back for a corner. Should have passed. We were looking for the cross, not for the shot. Menagong here with the corner, and he knocks that one forward, and you can see we had like 4 players converging into the same spot. So we're having a hard time figuring out how to do corners. And Wen Shihao is about to be kicked off the squad because he's just not, has a yellow card, and he's just not playing like he's awake, and this is a problem. So we'll see what we can do. I know that Li Chaba, the goaltender, is feeling motivated. That's good, but I wish he were motivated to not give up any goals. Instead, he's already given up one, so the motivation doesn't really count for much. And Ndaye over to Zhou Hongyi. Zhou Hongyi down to Bamba. Bamba lumps this one forward, and he finds Yang Yiming. There it is. And Yang Yiming back to Ling Guanda, knocks that forward for Wen Shihao, and there's the goal. There's the goal. That ties this one at 1. 1-1 now the score. Wen Shihao is probably, again, not going to last more than 45 minutes, but having a goal to his name will help a little bit. And he had a really, really poor first half before this. But he's in the right place at the right time, and this time he gets on his head on it correctly. And that was a good pass by Ling Guanda. That's what we like to see. That's what we knew that Ling Guanda was capable of back when he was playing for us in Pansa. And, we just have to figure out a way to keep him happy. If he stays happy, though, he can do stuff like this for you. And he's really an awesome player. Excellent, excellent player. So we'll see what we can do. They're saying that Yang Yiming not having a great match, so we may end up taking him out as well. So here we are, 1-1 at halftime. We are getting a lot of shots away, which is pretty good, but we are going to make a couple of changes here to this squad. Yang Yiming is going to come out, and who do we have here? Zhang Haoren is, Zhen Shushun is going to come on. Wen Shihao is going to go off, and it's going to be Oh Chi-wei, so we're going to take a look at the kid and see what we can figure out. Yeah, he's looking ill-disciplined, and we can't afford to have a guy sent off. And so he got his goal. And he should feel happy with his goal. And let's see what we can do here. And we need to get the ball back first. It's Ling Xiangwei with it again, and we're kind of running around, scurrying about like ants, trying to figure out how to get this ball off of them. Chen Chengju figures it out over to Zhen Shushun, over to Xu Weijie now with it. And let's get the ball off. Let's get the ball back off of them again. We have to push a little bit harder here, and it's Lin Xiangwei in a dangerous position. That was almost a goal. Lin Xiangwei ends up being called offside, which I think is a ridiculous call. I think he was pretty clearly onside. But, at this level, in this country, does it really matter? Knocked forward for Oh Chi-wei, who finds Ling Guanda over to Chen Chengju. And that's forward to Xu Weijie, who takes a shot. And he almost scores so quickly that I am unable to keep up with the pace. So, we'll see what we can find. Cai Yuting with it over to Bamba, back to Cai Yuting, over to Chen Chengju to Ling Guanda. Ling Guanda, and he lops that one up for Chen Shushun, who's got it. Chen Shushun having a hard time keeping up with the pace of the match himself. Over to Zhou Hongyi, to Ling Guanda. And, that was really, really close. Ling Guanda is saying, I need to get myself on the scorecard, and that was about as close as you can get without scoring. I'm actually missing a meeting right now. Don't tell my boss. Here is a corner from Menegong. Menegong steps back and fires, and it's going to be off the head of Bamba and up and over. It's all right. You can show up a couple minutes late for the meeting. This is a lot more interesting, I'll tell you that. Bamba had his head onto that one, but just unable to bring it down. And once again, we had like 5 people standing around waiting for that corner. We probably should go into the corner tactic and like change something up, right? I don't think that this is working necessarily so well. Maybe that'll be the second video here. I don't know. Bamba with another bad attempt there as he allowed his guy to get in front of him. Goes back and wins it after almost giving up a goal over to Oh Chi-wei to Ndaye, and that is the end of that highlight. Menegong, unfortunately, unable to win the ball here, and he does win it back finally at the end over to Cai Yuting, who knocks it forward for Oh Chi-wei, and Oh Chi-wei cannot win that header. That's the problem. He's needs a little bit more experience. Chen Chi-wei ends up scoring that goal, and that makes it a 2-1 lead there for Taipei, and we need to demand some more because we need to see a little bit more from this team. We only have 15 minutes here. We want to score 2 goals. We want to keep the winning streak alive. Chen Chi-wei did the same thing again. It's exactly the same that the first goal they scored looked like. It's the exact same thing that happened. It's the exact same defenders who didn't know where they were going, and he's going to be onside, I'll tell you that. Yeah, he's pretty clearly onside. You can see that we have a player there, a defender on the other side who's looking the wrong way, and who was not really paying attention. Zhou Hongyi over to Ndaye, down to Chen Chengju, and the ball is taken away from him. It's Cai Yuting who wins this over to Chen Chengju, down to Bamba now. Bamba looks for Oh Chi-wei and can't find him, but it's Ndaye, and he almost wins that one, just can't quite do it. Chen Shushun over to Ndaye, and a little bit of pinball here. And we look like we're kind of in control, but I'm telling you we're not. And this is lumped forward, and it's going to be Li Chaba who runs over and grabs this. Over to Cai Yuting, down to Chen Chengju, over to Ndaye. Ndaye finds Oh Chi-wei, who doesn't allow this one to get in front of him, unfortunately. Oh Chi-wei, though, here from the side, and that's going to be a corner for us. So that ends up working out pretty well, I would say. And let's see what we can do here with this corner, see if we can tie the score here. Ocherway probably feeling a little bit, and that is Bomba who pops that one up and over everyone's head. Ocherway probably feeling a little bit hard done by as he's trying to keep up with the pace here. And he's having pretty poor mats, but we're going to stick with him until the very end. Chen Shushun is playing awful, and it's no wonder that we're having some problems there on that side. It's Zhou Hongyi is going to come off. And yeah, we're having some problems there in defense. We have too many players who just are not quite good enough. I'm still looking around for defenders. If you know of any good Taiwanese defenders, please let me know, because I really have to blame this loss in the defense unless we can come back and work out the draw, and that looks like it's not going to happen here. This is going to be another one of those matches that we should have won, and we end up losing. This is the first match, actually, that we have lost here with Mars FC. Li Chaba ends up grabbing the ball, knocks this one forward, and we're trying to lump it forward again, which tells you that we've given up on our midfield. Chen Shushun with it, and he just sort of stands around there with it over to Zhenwei Ren. Over to Ndaye, can't quite find him, and that's going to be the end here. That is going to be the end of this match. Chen Chengju with it, over to Bamba, Chenwei Ren, over to Ling Guanda. And we can't quite get that one up and over to our striker, and it ends up being a lot of missed opportunities. We had a 1.82 XG. We still lose the match. 61% of the possession. We should have won this. It's going to be an angry time here in the clubhouse afterwards because we should have won this match. We had a much better performance than they did. And so it is. You win some, you lose some. I'll talk with you again tomorrow. Bye.